It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes, but don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way the things will really go with Sandra. And some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but soon they will realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend of Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Good morning, K-Man. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. How is everyone doing this beautiful Wednesday morning? I see we still have a little bit of overcast. I think we can expect that for the rest of the week. However, it's looking a little bit better. So clearer skies up ahead. Continue to try to be safe on the roadway. I just see someone sending me probably a jackass of the day alert about someone driving very, very poorly. Ah, boy. So yes, we will post them. I'll have a look. It looks like it's a video. Video is always the best. That's why I encourage you guys to get a dash cam so that you don't have to violate any rules yourself, especially if you're driving alone, so that we can see what they're doing. Because otherwise, we're kind of taking your word for it. And then some people are like, well, Sandy, I don't know if that's how it actually happened, because we've only got a photo of the car and the license plate. So that's where people become skeptical in this day and age. They actually want to see the video evidence of the poor driving. So I get it. I mean, you know, people don't want to make assumptions when they say to themselves, but we could have firm evidence of this. So yeah. So if you get a dash cam, then you don't have to be, you know, trying to sneak a peek and sneak videos and all sorts of stuff. So that's always best. So I'll have a look at what was sent to us. And yes, you know, we have to keep each other accountable, to be quite frank and honest. So I am more than happy to play my part and letting you know that, you know, when you're driving poorly on the roadway, you're potentially causing accidents. There are people that see you, obviously, and, you know, you're impeding traffic. So, you know, people have to be twirling out of the way in order to avoid hitting you. Then you got a problem. This person says, can you please post this? He's an absolutely reckless driver. Oh, boy. So they've got video. Oh, yeah, this one's no bueno. This one's actually, oh my gosh. Yeah, he's going to get posted for sure. He is passing, and the person says he does this every day. So he's a regular offender. And he is passing. Can we see a plate number? Because we'll send it to the Popo as well. Because they did say that they will arrest people. Let me see. Uh-huh. All right. Okay, that looks like spots, but I'm just going to confirm. I can't tell where it is, but he's passing multiple cars on a solid line and being quite reckless about it. You know, passing one or two cars is not going to make you get ahead that much further. I can assure you of that. And then the potential of actually causing an accident is really there. So let's just be courteous. And also, how about we just follow the road rules? Because all of these things, based on the evidence that I see here this morning, actually break road codes. And so that's no bueno. That's not good. We continue to keep each other compliant, accountable, right? Beautiful. So we're going to get caught up a little bit on the e-bike situation. It was postponed. I understand that Cabinet, in the end, decided to give you guys a little bit more time to get yourselves sorted out before enforcement began. And so we do have some details on that. It's still coming. It's just that you have a wee bit more time. So I would suggest that you get on it. I still had someone messaging me up to yesterday saying, Miss, we can't get any coverage. You know, the DVDL doesn't know anything about it. That's not actually true. Okay. It's not true at all. So you got to make sure you're paying attention. You have the responsibility as road users, as e-bike users, to pay attention to what's happening and to ensure that, you know what the law says, you know how to go about being compliant. You know, you don't get to buy a car and say, well, I don't know how to get insurance for it, so therefore I won't bother. No, insurance is a requirement, right? And now it has been a requirement for some time in relation to e-bikes. Now they're simply going to enforce that. So we're going to go through that again, because there's no reason why anybody shouldn't really know what is happening. So we're going to keep on top of it for you guys. All right. We do have a special guest who's joining us this morning. He's already in the back of the studio. So we're going to get to him in just a second. And I just want to remind you guys that the links, you can refresh now because I've just updated them. The links are available for you. Every morning we're reusing the same link. All we do is we update the backlink. I'm thinking it makes it easier for you because you can literally save those two in your phone, and then you always have them readily available. So I'm still sending them out for you just as a reminder at this particular stage in case you forget. But at some point, I'm probably going to stop sending them out because they literally are not going to change, right? So we figured out how to do it on our end just to ensure that the link will be the same for you. And so now all you have to do is save those links and you are good to go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as we say around here, honey child. All right. So everybody had a good night, I trust. We're going to get going here with our guest. We got a special guest in the studio today. I love celebrities. I'm going to call him a celebrity. He's probably going to chuckle over this, but you know, I love people who are doing amazing things in the entertainment space, because quite frankly, it reinforces what I think a lot of us already know, is that Caymanians have amazing talent on this island, all walks of life. We've got artists that run the gamut. I mean, every time I go to Art Week, I'm so impressed by, you know, what I see being produced here. You know, the ideas that people have and how they are really dedicating themselves to their craft. We had Miss Jazz Pitcairn earn the show, I think that was last week, talking about her upcoming Ivan film. Don't forget, you've got the, you know, the casting call for that. If you might be interested in being in that film, go to that. That's coming up. Is that this weekend? Oh my gosh, I think that's this weekend. Wow. So yeah, make sure you get out there to the Hartwell Theater I might scroll through just for the fun of it. Might see if they can cast me as something. I don't know. But we've got people who are musicians, songwriters, directors, filmmakers. They just run the gamut. And so, although we are a very, very small country, I can assure you that despite that, we still have amazing talent right here on our beautiful shores. So we're going to be highlighting one of those individuals today. And so I want to go ahead and bring him into the studio. His name is, let me make sure I get it right, Asher Lopez. And he's a young Caymanian filmmaker and actor. And we also have with him Badir, who I think we're going to find out Badir's role in this, but he's normally behind the scene, producer, director kind of role. So let's go ahead and bring in Asher first. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Sorry, morning.
Okay. All right. Morning. How are you?
My mic was muted accidentally.
No, that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Trust me. So first of all, thank you for coming on the program today. It is so good to see you. We're going to get into some details here in terms of who you are and what you've been up to. And, we'll go ahead and welcome Badir also on the program. Good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Hello. How are you? Morning.
I'm good. I'm good. I think most people probably know who you are, but we're going to still get a little introduction here in a second and see what Badir has been up to lately. He's always been in the creative space, and expanding that sounds amazing. So, Asher, tell us a little bit. First of all, Caymanians want to know, who's this kid? Who is he? Who your mama and papa would be?
Yeah, so my name is Asher Lopez. I'm Caymanian. I'm 20 years old. I'm a creative, filmmaker and actor. And I just had my debut short film that was produced with Badir win a film festival award in Europe and Austria. And the type of film it is groundbreaking for the Cayman Islands and the Caribbean, because it's the first of the superhero genre produced in the Cayman Islands and any of the Caribbean islands, and it won all the way in Europe. So,
all right, before we get to the details of the film, like I said, we're still going, who is this kid? Tell us a little bit about who's your family, who you related to.
My brother, my mom, my dad.
Badir, you gotta help him out here.
Yeah.
No, Asher can speak for himself.
All right, come on, Asher. Who are you?
Like, you want their names?
Yeah, well, I mean, Caymanians want to know.
My brother.
No, not your brother. I mean, I'm sure he might be a great guy, but who are your parents?
My parents are Yolande Lopez and Chris Lopez, and then my brother was the Caymanian boxer Alec Lopez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Very good. So how did you get into film? I mean, first of all, we'll talk about the genre here in a second, because I do think it's very, very interesting. But you're only 20 years old. So when did you start in the entertainment industry? And, this is pretty impressive for a 20-year-old.
I mean, from such a young age, I was always very creative, and I pretty much always knew what I wanted to do. But I really got into the professional entertainment industry when I was 18 years old, right after I graduated high school, and especially when I met Badir, and he gave me the opportunity to do a scene out of my full-length script that was like my helping me get my foot through the door in the professional space. So pretty much 18 years old. I got into the professional industry.
All right, so somebody had to give us the rundown on who you are, because they're like, this kid he's not getting it. They said Chris Lopez is Joanna Brown's brother. His aunt is Lizette. Mom is Abraca. Sounds about right? That's you?
Yeah.
You see, that's the information people want. now we know who you are. You're half BRCA. That's great. So an 18-year-old getting in the film industry. You said that you'd been working with Badir before that. Badir, tell us a little bit about how you found this young man to kind of put under your tutelage, and how did that happen?
Well, I think he reached out to me, and then
before, and then I responded, and before we actually met, we ran into each other at it was like a small business expo,
Ah.
and then we just got to talking, and I was like, he told me he wrote this story that he's talking
Mhm.
about Awesome Man. I was like, well, send me the script. That's like my favorite line. Send me the script. Send me the script. Everyone wants to
Mhm.
work on a movie, but not everyone wants to write a script. Everyone has an idea for the movie, a movie, but no, not everyone's actually written a script. So, but Asher did. He sent me it, and I loved it. I thought it was very well written, and it had been a while since I had done a short, so I circled the scene. I was like, we could do this in Cayman, and I hit him up, and I was like, let's do this short, and we did.
Mm. Wow. So, Asher, you sat down and had a script ready as an 18-year-old?
No, actually, I had it already as a 10-year-old. It started from
What?
so
Oh my
Awesome Man
gosh.
originally started from me making a drawing on a piece of paper and a mini iPad iMovie trailer.
Uh-huh.
And then because at the time I was 10 years old and I was in 5th grade, we had what were called passion projects. And so I
Mm.
used the assignment of having a passion project in school as the opportunity to bring the short film, the full-length film, but within 5 minutes to life.
Mhm.
And so I had to write this script in school for it. And then in summer 2019, I rewrote the script, but then expanded it a lot more and added more like emotional depth and length to it. And then
Mhm.
in 2023, I met Badir and I presented him with that script. It was like a script on Google Docs. And he read it, and here we are. But it started from me making it at 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of dedication, I must say. It's not often that you see someone that young be so dedicated to something. Obviously, you're very, very passionate about it. So, Badir, when you finally got the script from him and you saw it, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were that he had done a lot more on it than I thought he would have done,
Mm-hmm.
and that he had something that was worth developing. Because I've read a lot of scripts. Scripts are
Mm-hmm.
hard to write. I've read good ones, I've read bad ones. And Asher's was really good, particularly for his age.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea and the concept, the superhero Awesome Man was fresh and unique. And yeah, so on one hand I was like, okay, let's film this scene, which we did, which was his movie that he took to Austria, the film festival, and won awards with. But then, we were like, also, let's develop the whole script more, the whole story more, the whole concept more. So, since we've met in 2023, Asher has been doing exactly that. We filmed the short film, which has won awards, and he's been developing the concept even more. So it's become quite extraordinary, actually. I think what Asher has put to paper. He's created this a whole world, and I mean literally a whole world. Like the clarity and detail that he has put into this world is quite astounding, and it's worth us still pushing and developing it just to see how far we can go with it.
Mm-hmm. This is fantastic. So, I mean, were you always a writer? Because I suspect that there's a lot of skills that are required to pull a script together, but the core skill is you probably have to really enjoy writing at some level. So, Asher, did you always enjoy writing as a kid, or tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I always enjoyed writing as a kid. Awesome Man wasn't my first short film when I was like 10 and maybe a little bit younger or older. I was just always making these fun short films on iMovie like around my house.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always, from such a young age, I've always had such a specific, vivid imagination, and I've just always been such a natural writer. Like I'm so in love with it. I just love writing. I can't stop writing. So that always came to me naturally, yeah.
That's fantastic. Were you also an avid reader?
Good question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was always
Yeah.
good at reading, yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of times they definitely go hand in hand. And And people who love to read actually become better writers because, they get exposed to so much in the way of content and different genres and stuff like that. So, some of our young people, they're like, oh man, I hate books. I struggle with a 9-year-old. Sometimes she doesn't want to read. She's like, oh, this story is no fun. And you have to really encourage that creativity. Because the more they read, not only do they become better readers, but they actually become better writers as well. And so I'm really happy that this has unlocked, something in you. So let's talk about the movie itself, the short film, Awesome Man. What is it about?
So and I say this on all the other radio stations I've been on, what's cool about the short film we did is it's the hero's origin scene, how he becomes a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also got in there anti-bullying themes. So
Yeah.
And it was produced here in Cayman, 100% produced in Cayman by Caymanian cast, crew, and sponsors. But the cinematic world, the setting, it takes place in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to transform locations like Cardinal Avenue into like a New York City back alleyway. And we also had a room sponsored to us by Hampton Inn to make like a couple's or a family's like luxurious penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And what's cool about that is that I kind of got into some history with it, where the penthouse that the hero is staying in is Alexander Graham Bell and Coco Chanel Bell's penthouse, and he has like a transformation in the room that he's not expecting, and then he ends up blowing up the window with his eyes and then jumping out and then crashing down on the ground, and a fight scene starts trying to save him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Awesome Man, it says that he's a Caribbean superhero. So tell us a little bit about who he is and what's his superhero power. What does he do?
So with the Caribbean superhero part, he's not a Caribbean cultured superhero, but it's the fact that I'm Caribbean in nationality. That's what makes it Caribbean. So it's not Caribbean culture. But his superpower, so I want to specify that. And his superpowers, his powers are internal because he takes a serum injection. And one of his superpowers is flying.
Okay.
As well as blue heat vision, super strength with muscular definition, and super hearing and reflexes. And what else?
He's a superhero with a lot of powers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he has enhanced stamina, endurance, and enhanced metabolism.
Right. Wow. Sounds like a few things I might be signing up for. My wish list. People always ask you, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? So let me ask you, Asher, if you could have one superpower, what would that superpower be?
Flight.
Badir, how about you? What would your one superpower be?
Yeah, I was gonna say flight too.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. What about you?
I think the superpower to be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could be in the scene of all sorts of news stories then.
That suits you, Sandra. You're right. That's actually your superpower.
That would be amazing. So this film has won Young Asher Awards, and so we're going to talk to him a little bit about his how he gets entered, first of all, into the award there, the European award, and what it must have felt like to win it. So what is the process of getting your film into sort of the award cycle? I understand that there's different ones all over the world, and so you did the European one. Any particular reason why you picked Europe as opposed to maybe some of the American film festivals and so on?
Well, yeah, the reason I chose the European ones was because those were the only ones I was getting selected into. The European market is actually easier to get selected into than the American market. I have submitted to some American ones, I think, but the European ones have been nicer to me in that sense. So,
okay.
But there's an online platform called Film Freeway, where independent filmmakers can submit their films to film festivals all over the world, and you pay a fee to be considered. It's not guaranteed, it's to be considered, and then they'll notify you on what your judging status was, whether you were selected to just be screened or if you're in the running for an award or anything like that. So
Beautiful. And so you actually came out as a winner, everyone obviously acknowledging that this film has some real potential. So tell us a bit about when you first heard the results. Was it like a live event, or do they do kind of pre-screening and you knew before you went? Tell us about how that process works.
Yeah, so I knew that I was in the running for an award before I went, because it was like in June 2025. That I had received an email from the Film Freeway, from the film festival, saying that I was a semifinalist, and then it was like a few days or maybe a week later, something like that, that I was notified that I went from a semifinalist to being nominated as a finalist. And my first time at receiving something like that, I had it on my phone, and then I had slowly like talked to people around me about it, and then we were like trying to know if it was like really legitimate or not, like what the weight of it. And then we even had to come to Badir personally, drive all the way down to his office, and like show him the email and everything, confirm that this is legit. He was like, yeah, this is like, legit. And it was, I don't have any words right now to describe what that felt like. It was really just like a quiet awe, like taking so much in, like I can't have words to it. And so it was very high anticipation throughout the year. The gala would be in December 2025 from being notified in June 2025. And throughout the year, it was very high stakes, mixed emotions. And then when we went to the gala in December 2025, and we were at the gala, and I saw that I was in the running for Best Actor, because I'm pretty sure I had originally submitted the film to be in the category for Best Short Film. So I guess the jury reviewed my short film and then decided to move me to the category of Best Actor instead of Best Short Film. And then when I saw I was coming up with all the other competitors that I was up against, then Hollywood actor Josh Hellman came on the screen via like a video announcement. And then when he was like the winner for Best Actor, and my heart was just racing, and I didn't know to feel like down or up or whatever. And then when he said go to Awesome Man, I was like shaking, and like I was just in emotions, and then I gave my speech, and man, that was, I don't have the words to describe that. That was one of the best moments of my life.
Wow.
That was a very heavy moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Badir, what are your thoughts when you hear, just the buzz and excitement around his film, making it international? The Europeans are loving it. I'm sure it'll go even broader on the American sort of like film market and stuff as well. What were your thoughts when you heard that it had done so well and it actually won?
I was just proud of Asher. Like, he's put so much work into this since he was 10 years old, and so to receive, like sort of outside accolades is always great, right? To know that your work is appreciated, not only from people that love you and are from where you're from, but who don't know you and who are from abroad and can still appreciate what was done. And we worked hard in the film, and it's independent. There's no funding, and art is always hard to make when there's no funding, and especially a film. So just proud of Asher, and I think it was, we sort of look at it as just one step along the way. This is a step that confirms that he's on the right path with developing the concept, and hopefully it's something that just sort of reinvigorates him and us to keep pushing it forward.
Absolutely. So we have an audience question, and they're wondering what's next. Are you going to develop this into like a full film, or, what's the next step?
So I'm excited to talk about that part. So this short film now serves as like a prototype, a proof of concept for the feature-length film. I spent from June 2025 to November 2025 deep, intense writing sessions from like early in the morning till late at night, fully absorbed into it. And I've actually now completed the full feature-length script. It's like 2 hours plus and 167-page script. And just before I went, it was like a week or two or something like that, before I went away to the film festival, that I actually showed the full length script to Badir, and I'm sure he could tell you how he felt about that. But the praise he gave to it and the validation he gave to it, I was like, this is gonna work. What I spent so much hard work on, this is gonna work. And it was hard work too, because like you said, world building. This film is like the kickoff for what I'm building as a superhero franchise, like a superhero cinematic universe. So I had to have like a cinematic universe roadmap and other character scripts, and to know if I'm putting this in the Austin script, how this makes sense or be continuous later in another script, and like be like a slight nod or payoff to the Osman script. And so it's not an isolated or like standoff film. It like builds on like a superhero cinematic universe like Marvel or DC. So
I was just gonna say, when you were saying that, I was thinking of the Marvel and DC sort of. It's like a whole world, right? And for me, you know, I don't follow them a whole lot, but my husband obviously is a big fan, and so he knows all the books and the characters and how they're interconnected. And you know, I confuse the two. I don't know if somebody's a Marvel or DC. I'm like, oh, Superwoman, who is she in the big scheme of things? I don't really know. You know, I know some of the characters, but I don't always know exactly where to put them in. But I do know that within the superhero genre, these characters are very complex individually, but more importantly, they have a complex web, you know, within the entire ecosystem of, you know, who they're connected to and, you know, how they have come together. Like, you know, I don't know, give me an example here. Captain America, you know, his story isn't just a standalone story. He is connected to other superheroes, and at times their paths cross. So when you watch, you know, a superhero movie, it might focus on his origin story, or a certain part of his history as a superhero, but then you see that they do have this interconnectivity as well, which I think is just so fascinating. So my gosh, your brain has to really process a lot of bits and pieces of information to create these. I don't want to say it's a multiverse, but it is a very wide, you know, superhero network. So that's amazing.
yeah, it's called the Lopez Cinematic Universe. For any Kimanians asking, it's the Lopez Cinematic Universe.
Wow, that is you are obviously very creative, and I think that's fantastic. So will you try to you said you've got the full length script now. Will you actually try to get funding for it and then kind of move it to the next step? Is that normally the process?
Yeah, right now we're like in a very early pre-production for it. So now we're I first need to have like another script meeting with Badir, since that draft was out the way, and do some more like polishing to it and make sure the script looks ready to show partners or investors. But now that's the mission right now, is looking for high net worth individuals for major financing. We're looking to fund the film. A major production now. So
right. So Badir, let's catch up with you just a little bit, because I feel like we kind of see you in the creative space, but some people might wonder what exactly is Badir doing. So tell us, you're the behind the scenes man. Are you actually production director? What is it exactly that you're helping you know, these creators bring to life?
So I'm a producer. It's taken me a few years to sort of realize and accept that.
Yeah.
But you know, you said it when I first came on. I'm a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
And I that's where I fit best. I fit best helping directors accomplish their vision. And that's where I spend a lot of my time whenever we're working on films. And we're always working on films. It's just sort of, you know, they call it the producer, just putting the pieces together, generating ideas, generating options, galvanizing people together, you know, and helping the director create their vision. So that from a creative standpoint, that's what I do. You know, my company, Awesome Productions, we offer commercial video work here in the Cayman Islands, and that's a large part of my time as well. But from the creative side of things, the film side of things, it's definitely producing and helping. You know, helped Frankie, you know, work on his film, helped Jazz on her film as producer, and Asher as well. And Yeah, I love finding people like Asher, like young Caymanians who are creative, who have written amazing
Mhm.
things, and helping them develop their concepts.
Mhm. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. So, our audience are loving this. Someone says, I love this for him. So J.K. Rowling, laughing out loud, potential to create a whole cult classic. So, what sort of another audience question is they want to know what sort of connections did you make at the awards? Do you feel like that gave you more access to resources or potential funding?
So that was my initial thoughts before going to the gala. I thought I was gonna meet like other producers or distributors or agents and managers and investors and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but that didn't end up happening. But I did meet people who I ended up getting their social media, and two other people who won as well, and every here and there we'll maybe be in touch with each other. But I didn't meet any like partners or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
so
Well, you never know. I mean, you might have met someone and didn't click yet. And then at some point, they reach out and say, Hey, I remember you from that film festival. Was this your first trip? It was actually in Austria. Was that your first time going to Austria?
yeah, that is my first time going to Austria, and it was for the film festival, so that was pretty exciting as well.
It's amazing. We were there last year for the chamber actually did their annual trip in Austria. So we were in Innsbruck for like a week, and then we kind of did Switzerland, probably more than a week. But we're all over the place. But we were based in Innsbruck, and Austria is just beautiful. Oh my gosh!
Oh,
So
it is. I loved it.
yeah, absolutely gorgeous. If it wasn't so far away, I'd go back again really soon. Had a great time. But this is amazing. So we want to congratulate you. And I think Cayman's film community should be very, very proud to have a young man with such amazing talent. He's putting in the work, lots of hard work, obviously. Hollywood actor Josh Hellman presented the award virtually. And so, did you have an opportunity to connect with him afterwards? What was that conversation like?
Oh no, I don't know if he knows I exist or not. Maybe
Oh,
because yeah, it was like a pre-recorded video, and
okay.
he didn't say Asher Lopez or AL Studios or Awesome Productions. He said Awesome Man. So I'm sure that being said, that the jury reached out to him and had to like pay him to say this stuff, but him and I don't know each other, have any interaction.
Okay. All right. Well, still good. Still good. Take the take the accolades. We have a
I
couple
think
questions.
to emphasize what's very powerful about this journey as well is the fact
Mhm.
that I've been able to do all this, and I've never had any formal film school training or any
I
college.
mean,
So
yeah. Wow. Have you given any thought to if you want to ever go in that direction? Do you think that that would help you elevate to the next level, or will you just continue for a while kind of doing what you're doing?
I would continue just on this momentum trajectory,
Mhm.
doing what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
just not really into any kind of school system or classroom setting or learning the theory or anything. I'm like more of
Mm.
a
Your
self-directed
practical. Yeah.
learning person. I learn by doing, and I just want to. It's like a practical application thing. I'm gonna practically apply this to my stuff. So that's yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Jennifer's here for it. Good morning, Miss Jen. She says, I love the creativity of Caymanian film producers. Question for Badir. Any thought or consideration given to writing and producing a movie on the life of a Caymanian seaman? Mm.
Well, yeah, there's a very famous novel in Cayman called Far Tortuga, and that was written by Peter Matheson in the 60s, and it takes place on the opening scene starts here at Hogstye Bay, and then these Caymanian seamen go off in a boat to go turtling, and it's quite an epic adventure. And it's famous in Cayman. A lot of people know the film, or the story, but a lot of people don't know the story as
Mhm.
well. And so I feel like it's a hidden treasure, Far
Mhm.
Tortuga. It's a hidden treasure. It's a Caymanian epic. It's a Caymanian story. And we, in 2023, I think we spent a lot of time trying to produce this film, trying to fundraise the film, but we couldn't get it off the ground. But that's always going to sort of be in the back of our minds as a film about Caymanian seamen that we can do, and we would love to make that story, that novel, come to life on the big screen one day.
Mm-hmm. So incredibly interesting. Great idea, though, Jennifer. Obviously, he has given it some thought already. So, Lady D says, "Congratulations, K-Man, got talent." Morning, Olivia. Pat says, "Asher, you're going far, young man. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars." Miss Marjorie also says, "Congrats." And Denny, I don't know if he meant to say something else, but he just put your name. So, but dear, did you mean to say anything else, Denny? I'm not quite sure. Let me just check my Instagram messages. I've got multiple phones and messages and screens open here, so I don't want to miss anyone this morning. So let me just have a quick look. Someone sent me some Bible scriptures for the morning. Oh, we've got a phone. Oh, that's a low-key message. That's a message that I'm sending you some source information. Look at your phone. I get those a lot too. So thank you so much to Asher and Badir for coming on the program this morning. One final question. Well, I'll ask you a few more questions, but how do you stay motivated and creative, Badir, and both of you, I'll ask this question too, when you're in this creative space? Because I know that sometimes it can take an awfully long time to see a project even come to the short film stage. So how do you, Asher, let's ask you first, how do you stay motivated? How do you keep writing, even on the days that perhaps you don't really feel like it?
Well, the thing with me is that I just have this very big dream, and I'm a very passionate person. So if I haven't seen it come to life yet, I'm not going to stop until I see it come to life. That's just always been me. I've always been a very dedicated, resilient, persevering, determined person. And I'm just very passionate about this vision I see and what I want to become as an entertainer. So I'm very resilient. So that's how I stay motivated. Until I see this dream come to life, I'm not going to stop going.
All right, Badir, how do you stay motivated? You've been in this space for many, many years.
So I don't have a problem staying motivated. That's not, especially when it comes to creativity, I guess. It's sort of a drive. It's sort of almost oxygen, I guess. Where I have to stay motivated is doing the other things that, to live a normal life, like bring in money to pay the bills and those kind of things, the practical things. That's where I need motivation when it comes to creativity, when it comes to developing stories, ideas, and concepts, producing films. It's there's really no motivation required. Where, like Asher said, he's just driven to make this come to life, and I'm also driven to create and to produce, and we sort of have to do that to stay alive, to feel normal. So it's I don't always really need a lot of motivation to be creative. I need motivation to to do the other mundane things in my life.
I hear you. I totally get you there. And finally, I'm kind of wondering the story of this particular superhero, Awesome Man. I think is fantastic what you've shared with us. But what bit of advice would you give? Does Awesome Man have a message, Asher, for K-Man's youth? What would that message be?
That's a very deep question to think about. Message for K-Man's youth.
You mentioned it was about bullying, so maybe we could pick up on something there. I'm not sure. What do you think? That's okay.
I want to give something deep and philosophical. I don't want to give something too.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Let's read some more questions while you're thinking about it. That's okay. Like you said, that was a tough one. Yeah. Dean Chalette says, hasn't the government approved a budget for filmmakers? Badir, let's talk about the practicalities of being in this space. We know that it costs money. And there's a lot of challenges that come with it. For example, Asher was talking about, the challenges of even trying to, replicate certain scenes here in Cayman and doing the best that you can with that. Has government, I know at one point there were some talks about even trying to encourage, Cayman being a country to film in. Has that moved forward any at all?
Yeah, it has moved forward. Maybe it hasn't sort of been activated like how we would like, but it's moved forward. So a budget has been approved. It has, and I don't sit on the board, so I can't speak officially, but it has not been approved for young filmmakers like Asher to go and produce films. It's been approved from a rebate perspective. So how that money can be received is if there is a film or a reality show or some type of project that wants to film in the Cayman Islands, and they want to spend a significant amount of money here in Cayman. And if they do decide to do that and come to Cayman and to shoot maybe like a series, a whole reality show series, they will receive a rebate and an approved percentage amount of money back. So maybe they come and they film, they're going to spend $1 million on island, they'll get 25 or 250,000 back. So the money that's been approved, it's to reimburse a production that's already spending money on the island. It's not money to be given to Asher or I or Jazz to produce our own films. We wish that would be pretty amazing. And I don't even know, the ramifications and how they might, consider that. But no, the budget that has been approved, it's only for rebate. So you have to commit to spend something before you can get some back.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Strong Will says, brilliant young guys. Joanne Brown, good morning, ma'am. Said, how inspiring, young Caymanians, talented and passionate. Kristen Brown is in the house. You see, you got family coming to support you now. I know. Yeah, Kristen says, I'm so proud of you, Asher. And Yvonne Bacchus says, proud. How has the response been from family and friends and perhaps even other colleagues in the industry, Asher?
Yeah, no, phone and everything has been blowing up with congratulations and happy for me and everything.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
yeah,
so I'm going to circle back to that question. Not going to let you get away too easy. What's the message for Cayman?
If anyone tries to bully you, you can stand up for yourself. They only have as much power as you give them. That's all I can come up with right now. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, that's an important message.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, very much. All right, so folks, put together your virtual, and I'm surprised nobody called in. I'm going to give Denny or anybody else an opportunity to call in and congratulate Asher by way of a telephone call. I see lots of positive messages, obviously. Over 200 people on our live stream, but we want at least one person to call in here today. So I'll give a couple seconds. Marjorie says Asher is the grandson of the great Wiley Lopez and a great piano player. He even played for the Queen, Father Joanne Brown, and Chris Lopez. Our young men, I think, are doing so well, I think is what I meant to say. Thank you, Miss Marjorie. She put it in a little bit more of a family context. So that's amazing. Thank you so much. Any phone calls for Asher? Come on, one person can call him, 936-2626. Somebody else says, similar to sports, etc., corporate sponsors prefer donating to established organizations rather than giving money to an individual. Consider establishing something and putting weight to the industry by appealing to companies to be long-term benefactors and then choose which promising Caymanians to get behind. All right. Yeah, sounds great. All right. Thank you guys so much. Nobody's going to call, really? One phone call? You guys are going to make me beg for a phone call this morning? Aye. That doesn't mean they're not showing you any love. Sounds like they're all a little bit busy this morning, guys, but that's okay. All right, folks. So thanks again to Asher Lopez and Badir for joining us on the program this morning. This is an amazing accomplishment. And I think that, your future looks bright. And I want to just encourage you to continue. Aha! I knew I could count on Denny. When all the chips are down, you can count on Denny. Good morning, Denny.
Buenos días. ¿Cómo está?
Buenos dias, señor.
I have a question for Asher. First of all, congratulations. And when you think about the work that you're doing and what it takes to do it, what would you say to our young people in school who are undecided about what they want to do in life?
Yeah, that one's a deep question because for some to find their purpose in life, it's easy, and then for some it's hard. Some, even when they're in college, they still don't really know what they want to do for the rest of their life. For me, it was always very easy for me to know what my purpose was. I would do what I wanted to do. And which is why I struggled throughout traditional school system, because I just completely didn't fit in with how the system is built. But the advice I would have for young people to find their purpose, I think maybe just try a little bit of everything till they find something, and let God guide them in all that they do, and find little things that to see if you love doing them or not. And yeah, that's a deep question, and that's the best I can answer that for right now.
And to Badir, when you think about producing, what's the most challenging thing that you have found with trying to do what you're doing?
There's lots of little elements that are sort of equally challenging. I think the most. Yeah, I'm trying to think what's the most challenging. I think one of the most challenging things is having to inspire other people to help you do the film, right? Because especially like when you don't have money, it's hard. I mean, making a film is a lot of work, and you need key people in key positions, and you'll make a lot of calls and people are like, I don't have time, like I don't know what to tell you, good luck. So sort of inspiring a team to come on board, to give up their lives, to give up hours, days, and weeks for a film that they're not going to get paid for, and that's one of the more challenging things.
Like, so Sandy, when I think about what you're doing on this show and how you're able to have this forum to feature people like Asher and Badir, right? You majored in English, right? And what I have found in my experience of trying to deal with just about anything, the most useful skill is to be able to understand what you're reading and to be able to communicate effectively. And I would say to our young people, no matter like what Asher is saying, to try different things. But in order to try different things, you have to be able to learn. And learning is about being able to communicate, to be able to comprehend, to receive instructions, because Badir can tell you if you need something done and need someone to do something, then they have to be able to understand and follow your instructions as intended.
Right.
And so just to sound like it's very simple, but just language, like mastering language will put people in a position to be able to do anything. And I think that when I listen to Asher speak, he sounds like he's on the creative edge of it rather than on the technical edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how creatives think differently from the average person.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to, because you're coming up with things that are different. So you can't think just like everyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate hearing what he had to say about that, because I had my clashes with teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember asking the English teacher to explain something to me. Can't remember what it is at the moment. And she couldn't understand why I couldn't understand because everyone else understood. And I'm like, well, I don't understand. And I think that the education system should be willing to meet each person where they are, because you never know who is going to be coming out of the classrooms in KMAT.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to see what other work Asher's going to do in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much. And I mean, Denny makes such a good point, because some of our listeners may have heard me talk about, even my sort of personal journey. And when I was in high school and I was doing this teen court volunteer program, and as the universe would have it, one of the judges, well-respected judge in Tampa, became one of my mentors. And when I was sitting down talking to him about, okay, I'm going to go to university. Ultimate goal is law school. How do I get there? Like, what's the right path? Do I do political science? Like, do I try to find a school that has a pre-law program? Because some universities had that. And he said, no. He said, listen, take it from me. Take it from my experience. He went the pre-political science route. And he says, in retrospect, if I had to do it all over again, I would actually become an English major. And I was taken aback by that as a high schooler. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, because the things that you need to get through law school, he said, you'll learn the law. That's not going to be the issue. But the things that you will need to actually be successful in law school, the fundamentals are good writing skills and good comprehension skills. You're going to read very, very complex cases, and you're going to have to break that down and summarize and walk away understanding what the key legal principles are. And then you also have to articulate that in terms of being able to speak well and being able to write. And so that is the precise reason why I did writing as my degree, which fell under the English department at USF, because I thought, okay. I mean, it sounded logical. It made good sense. And I figured with his wealth of experience, he knew what he was talking about. And quite ironically, although, I'm not a lawyer today, here we are still using a lot of those skills, still writing, still, interviewing people, talking. And I did speech comms as my minor, as one of my two minors. And so, the ability to think critically and to communicate with people and convey in writing, as well as orally, what it is you're feeling or how you're thinking, or, it's just so critical and so important. So I wish everybody would become English majors, but I know that's not possible. But I love writers. I mean, I don't do as much on the creative side as I would like to. But there was a time when I kept a journal and I used to kind of write, short creative things. And I've always fancied myself that one day, maybe this is retirement plan, I'll be a romance novelist. Like I'll write romance with a K-Man.
There you go.
I know. Maja has a question for Asher. She says, what did you learn from Badir working with him closely? So that's a great question. Badir is a little bit older. So I know he has a wealth of experience that he brings to the table. So was there anything that stuck out in your mind that you learned from him?
Well, to advance my craft more early on, he did teach me the things I needed to have the basicness of professionalism, like using industry standard script writing softwares like Final Draft, because originally my scripts were on Google Docs.
Right.
So how to use Final Draft, and now I use Final Draft almost, if not every day, like a piece of cake, and I love it, thanks to Vadir. As well as using Adobe Premiere Pro as an editing software. That's where the short film was edited.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot throughout pre-production as well. And there's been so much he's taught me. He's been a really great mentor. So it's not just one particular thing. It's so many. So yeah.
Yep, that's fantastic. I love it. Another comment from one of our listeners this morning, just about really trying to, you know, some people are like, oh man, I got to find my passion. Sometimes you don't find what you're passionate about until later in life. You know, life has many paths to get you where you're going. And it is really the journey. I will say this from even my own personal experience. The journey does matter. It's not about the end result all the time. The journeys is the most interesting part, right? So someone says, if you're unsure of what you want to do, find something that you're passionate about and give it your all. It's much better to do what you love than to work every day at a job that you can't stand. Is that not so correct? Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Asher, could you imagine yourself, you know, sitting as a bank teller as an 18-year-old at CNB when instead you were writing amazing scripts and totally being creative? So yeah. You got to know what you're passionate about.
Yeah. If you don't do what you're passionate about and you're doing something just to pay the bills, but you're not really passionate about, it's going to show through in your attitude and it's going to ruin your reputation and get you fired right away. So even though I'm not getting paid yet for my creative work, like my movies and stuff, it doesn't matter that much to me because I'm just so in love with what I do. I love what I do every day, and I thank God for giving me the passion and vision He's given me. So I love it. You have to believe it's going to show through in everything.
Absolutely, for sure. And can I ask you, how do you sort of financially support yourself? You know, your parents very, very supportive of you still and allow you to be in that creative space. Because when you were just saying that, I'm thinking the creative side of me love that, you know, just follow your creative passions. But the practical side of me, and as a mother, as well, you know, when you hear your kids say that, I think, whenever my daughter says, I just want to be an artist, she tells me this all the time. And I said, that's great, but what else are you going to do to pay the bills? Because being an artist doesn't always pay the bills. So, you know, we need to have some other skills and things kind of, you know, you can do more than one thing at the same time. I don't want to like squash her passion for art and the drawings and stuff that she loves to do, but I do want her to also be practical. So when other people are sitting down here, Asher, listening to you saying, hey, you know, I'm just following my creative flow and what I love to do, how are you surviving? Because you don't look like you're starving. You look well fed. Somebody's feeding you some good Cayman food. So are your parents the ones who really kind of like just there for you 100%?
Yeah, I still have their financial support a lot, but also here and there, if there's like a creative job, like in the local creative network, it's posted on the group chat, and if it's something that would fit me, I'll volunteer to have a job on it and get paid some good amount of money for it. So and just freelance whatever. All
right. So there's some freelancing going on there as well.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, thank you both so much. Lady D says critical thinking is the key. Yvonne says to me, starting and to find persons to support. To me, starting and to find persons to support. It's funny, my granddaughter is studying in Prague right now. I'm a bit concerned if she will get the support she needs. Yvonne, tell us a little bit about what she's studying, because that's interesting. Emma, good morning to you. Yvonne goes on to say that reading and comprehension, writing, he's so right, speaking to Denny. And then Lady D says, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. For those of us who are living that dream, it's amazing. But the reality of it is you're going to work more. When you do what you love, you're going to put in so much more work than the average person. But it just doesn't feel burdensome because you actually do really enjoy what you do. But it's not that you're not going to work long hours, sleepless nights. You know, they're all there. And there are times I think, oh my God, I could really get more sleep. But you're up again, sitting in the talk show seat because this is what I love to do, right? So thank you so much, Asher Lopez, Badir, Awi. Did I get the last name correctly?
Yes, you did.
Awesome. Love it. Congrats to both of you. Badir, I know we've got another project that you have just been working on that dropped with another Caymanian. So I think we need to have a conversation about that one as well with Frankie Flowers. We'll do that another day. Because that's like
sounds good, Sandra. And while I have you here, I have a podcast and I'd love to have you on. So
Oh, well,
maybe
hold
we can
on
make
a
that
second.
happen as
You
well.
do? So
I
why
do.
are you not part of the CMR TV creative team if you have a podcast?
Maybe we can be. Let's see. Let's get you on. We can chat about it.
Yes, absolutely. We need to collab on that because this year is the year of if you believe in the Chinese years and whatever. So last year was year of the snake. This year's year of the horse. So we're galloping into the future, and we have some creative spaces coming on board for people to do podcasts and record. And so we need to talk. What's up,
Good.
mate?
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Thank you both so much.
Thank
You
Have
for
a
too.
great day.
you.
All
See you
right.
later, Asher.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, another fantastic morning. We're off to the runnings. Let's play a little commercial. Big shout out to our friends over at Chicken Chicken. We have a number of people who work with us, who sponsor programs. They advertise. They're the ones who help to make CMR a success story. And Chicken Chicken has recently come on board. Check out their, I actually love their chicken. It's my Friday treat a lot of days, but because Friday is mac and cheese day, I'm just saying. Check this out. So delicious.
For 30 years, Chicken Chicken has been doing one thing exceptionally well: perfectly wood-roasted chicken. With 2 convenient locations at 7 Mile Beach and Savannah, it is easier than ever to get the flavor K-Man knows and loves. All color, all flavor, all chicken. This is the kind of plate that makes your day better before you even take the first bite. No shortcuts, no trends, just real K-Man flavor that keeps generations coming back. If you know, you know. And if you don't, today's the day to find out.
Every time I see that chicken and the smoke coming out of it, I'm like, oh my God, that looks so good. All right. Thank you, Miss Yvonne. Oh, she's doing film, directing, writing, communications, and she attended Howard University. Oh, congratulations. Fantastic. Yolanda Lopez says, I'm Asher's proud mama. Aw, so grateful for Badir, who's been such a great mentor for Asher. Well, isn't that something? Mama was here listening. Well, congratulations, Mom. I know that it takes a lot of support for parents who have children, especially in the creative spaces. We support all of our children. But I think when you're a creative, it's a different type of industry. And so, it's not like they show up at day one at a job and they start getting a paycheck right away. A lot of it is just like a lot of dedication. So congratulations to you and the entire family for supporting him. And he's going to continue to do great things. I am absolutely sure of that. So, yeah, fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So I got some news for you guys. You're not going to believe this. Like I do not make this stuff up. I only report on it. Oh, Miss Pat says 2026 is year of transformation. And I love it because I'm in a massive, I'll tell you guys about it. I feel like another month I'll be able to give you a proper visual and tell you a bit more about it. But yeah, it's definitely a transformative year for us here. I feel like every year though, I try to shake off some old stuff, do something new. Last year we, unveiled CMR TV. We've got a whole lineup and we're growing that in 2026. But I'm so excited about a lot of what's coming down the pipeline. And I'll share more in due course. So lots of transformation going on there. Strong Will says, I love their cornbread. Yes. I mean, all of their sides are good, but my favorite is the mac and cheese. I love the corn. I love the mashed potatoes. The veggies are good. I love the same veg. And the rotisserie chicken is just super healthy. And so I don't feel as bad eating the mac and cheese. And then you can do rice and beans. And then oh God, don't get me started on food. Why do you guys like to pull me in with the food conversations? Because you guys know I'm a foodie. Speaking of foodies, hello. They just had Cayman Cookout, right? At the Ritz. Next year, we're going to have to score, CMR crew is going to have to score us an invite. But listen to this. All the A-listers come to this event. And guess who was here? And she actually posted it on the gram. None other than Gail King. So let me show you. Hold on one second. let me show you what she posted up on her Instagram about coming to this event. Dun, dun, dun. Let me do a little screen share here. I think you guys, lots of celebrities come and enjoy some time at the Ritz-Carlton. And yeah, it's a well-attended event. So here she is. This is her Instagram page. And she says the following 15 hours ago. She says, I don't cook. Shame on you, girl. If you love to eat, you got to know how to cook. But anyway, she says, I don't cook, but I'm a very good eater. So when I was invited to, and then she tagged the Ritz-Carlton Cayman Cookout, my sister, she tags her sister, and I couldn't get there fast enough. For 16 years, this is the chef, what's his name? Eric, what is his last name? Repair or something. Anyway, he's the famous guy there with the gray hair. Has his famous chef friends cooking the most delicious meals, leading cookout demonstrations for those who actually want to learn, and also hang out with other foodies. Thank you, Saba and Tina, for the scrumptious food, fun group of people, and a spectacular setting. This has been going on for 16 years. I sure hope that I get invited again. She only got 3 likes. Gail, how many people follow her? I mean, she has 1.1 million followers. I expected more. She did get 90 comments. So, I mean, people saw it, but more people should have been liking that. Anyway, here are some photos from her. I don't know what she was doing here. Does it say? I don't know. She's doing some treatment. Looks like the coal, to get rid of the eye bags, the bags under your eye. So she's doing that. Someone's giving her a little spa treatment on the beach or something. I don't know what's going on there. Everybody's trying to look as young as they can. And there she is hanging out with somebody else at Cayman Cookout. And I love the that's so pretty. I love when they do the artwork in the sand castles and stuff, the artwork in the sand. And there she is. She went to Stingray City. Mm-hmm. You got to kiss those stingrays, they say, for how many years? Good luck do you get? Shall them stingrays be like, y'all need to just let us go. So here's some more chefs doing their thing. And I have no clue what this dish is supposed to be. Looks fancy. Can't make it out though. I see pine nuts and I see vinegar and oil, and I don't know what the main dish is though. No clue what that is. Here she is with somebody else. It says, I love my chef. She got like a little handkerchief. Carla Hall, rum glazed something pudding bites. Mm-hmm. And here's somebody else with some more food. Is this her? Maybe that's her boyfriend. Did she have a boyfriend? Because he looks like, is he the same guy that's here? No, that's a different guy. Oops. Sorry. My bad. This one has a beard. That one doesn't. Anyway, there's somebody else that she's taking a picture of. And there's her sister, and probably a couple of friends enjoying Stingray City. That water must have been kind of cold though. I mean, and this looks like, I have no clue what that is. Okay. And there's Eric, famous chef Eric, and there's her and her sister. So it looks like they had a fabulous time. That looks like Caibo Rum Point area, I think. Mm-hmm. Looks like they had a fantastic time. So congrats. And there are other celebrities who obviously were here. Now, I know we had posted on our social media that the former Prime Minister of the UK was actually here as well. I don't think he stayed for this, but he was here for another private event where he was actually a guest speaker. And so, yeah, people are coming in and out of Cayman, enjoying, here she posted a video of stingrays. She said, kissing the stingrays. And she said that, you get 7 years of good luck. That's what it is. If you kiss a stingray, so I kiss that sucker twice. Hope this really works. Oh my goodness. Why not? Why not? So it looks like she had a fabulous time while she was here. And now she's starting to share some of the footage and stuff of her trip. Her sister looks petrified to get in the water. Don't worry. I'm scared of those stingrays too. Oh, they're beautiful and majestic and scary all at the same time. And I don't like it when the water is a little bit too rough. I got to be honest with you. I'm not a swimmer. So when the water's like that, I'm like, eh. Okay. So someone said, I thought mac and cheese day was Thursday. Well, I don't know about no Thursday, but I do know for sure it is on Friday nights, because Friday night is treat night. And that's when Gigi and she gets to decide what treat she wants for the week. Although I swear weekends are treat weekends. But yeah, that's treat night. So sometimes she'll be like, oh, she loves Subway. Not because she really loves Subway, because she likes the cookie. I know what it is. It's the cookies that she like. And so she'll be like, oh, can I just get and she's very plain at Subway. She doesn't like a lot of condiments. So she's like, she just gets white bread, turkey, and the white cheese, and that's it. Lightly toasted, not a single condiment on there, really. And so a lot of times, though, I'm all about the mac and cheese. And you know who else makes amazing mac and cheese? Because I really love, you guys know. If you know, you know. When I cook, one of my signature dishes is my mac and cheese. The more cheeses, the better. And so Fresca, which is located right here in Savannah, it's like my go-to place a lot of times for meetings and stuff now. Great food. They make a really amazing mac and cheese as well. Lots of fantastic restaurants. That's why I think Cayman Cookout, 16 years has gone by in such a quick amount of time. But, they get to highlight and showcase the culinary side of Cayman. The Ritz is obviously where it is held, but we have so many amazing restaurants on this island. Cayman is full of amazing food and amazing restaurants. We really, we are, and I don't care what anybody else says, we are the culinary. We are the culinary king, queen, everything, capital of the Caribbean, without a doubt, for sure. Yvonne says your podcast will be great for my granddaughter to listen to. Send me your podcast information. I'm assuming that's for Badir, so I'm going to pass that on to him. And if all goes well, I see a collaboration here. I didn't even know he had a podcast, to be honest. So that's fantastic. I see a potential collab here with CMR TV. So listen, we are about individual content creators and bringing them together kind of like in this space, right? And I'm blown away every single week when I see what our content creators are producing. And of course, I encourage you to check them out and to support them. We've got the website up, cmrtv.com. You can find them on our social media channels. So certainly you can go to Facebook, and they are doing really, I'm just going to show you a little sneak peek here, an amazing list of things. So we've got everything from serious conversations about the economy and the world around us. Marla Dukran does a show every other week. We have Authentic, which is, I'm into Authentic right now. Like, I've really been following a lot of his journey because, amazing talent. So if you just go, let me just show you guys how to find it. The website is super easy to navigate. And I also think that the Facebook is pretty easy to navigate as well. So when you go to our Facebook page, just go to Cayman Mall Road, and you can either click on Reels and get to it that way, because then that'll show you all of the videos, right? And you can see it like this. Or you can also go under More and then go to Live, because, this will show you kind of like a little bit more information about the episode name and information. So either one will work. It just looks a little bit differently because now all the videos on Facebook are now Reels. So they've changed that a little bit. But if you go to More and Live, you can actually see, like, here we are live now, but you can actually see all the episode names and information. And so, for example, Dr. Wilton McDonald does a show on Saturdays, I think his show airs, where he's doing this whole genius timeline and roots. It's more like a genealogy type show. We have one that's on the creative side with GCS animations. So a lot of the kids love this. This is all, animation style. So you gotta check that out. So kids are into that. And we have Real Talk and Love and Lies, which is adult conversations around relationships and those types of things. Our After Dark show that we had mentioned before. So we have two people that have taken that on. They've tag team on that. And, doing really, really well with that show. They're even taking call-in. Theirs is live. So they're taking callers and stuff as well. Here's myself and Chef Brown in the kitchen, always cooking up something. So last week's episodes was about Wilkes, and he was showing me how to do my pie. Listen, there's an art form to doing pie. I'm telling you, to get it just right. So he got me in there. I'm not the best at making pie, I'll be honest. So he had me in there with the pie. And of course, frying the plantains. And look at that. Oh my God. Oh, foodies. So we're having a fantastic time filming this show. It's a lot of fun. We've done quite a number of episodes, and he just shows you how to get it done. So we're starting out with Caymanian dishes, and we have a lot of those to go through. And then we're going to spread out into other things and stuff as well. This one, which is authentic, he did an interview with Jason Kennedy, the artist there at his gallery. And I loved it. It was really, really inspirational to hear Jason's creative story and how he really pursued his love as well. Of course, Sabrina Speaks weekdays. Here's Miss Marla talking about the BVIs this last episode. I mean, it's just such an amazing lineup. They're really, really good shows. I love Aniki. She's also in that creative space, Aniki Brown. So she is doing, this is Books and Bush Tea. So it's like a book club show, and she's interviewing artists. And did you guys know, by the way, that Miss Joy Bastea wrote a children's book? Yeah. So she interviewed her in this episode from the 15th, which I think is amazing. So you go check out that interview, because I'm like, I didn't even know Miss Joy wrote a book until I saw something online. But, we get to see like the creative process for a lot of artists. We have Elizabeth. Elizabeth has an art beat show, which she does, which is also fantastic. There's Territories Talk. So listen, there's a whole slew of really, really amazing content and amazing shows. So don't miss out. Go to the site or go to our social media pages and get caught up. This is the only platform that has brought, I have to count, all these Caymanian, some non-Caymanians, but still a good core group of individual content creators who are doing, podcasts. They're bringing art to life. They're bringing books to life. They're bringing artists and different people to life through their amazing interviews and the content that they put together. So I absolutely love it. So Urban Thread says, good morning. I just wanted to say to the government that we, the people, will not put up with the homelessness of Caymanians, the high cost of living, the waste of public funds, such as NAU. We deserve answers, such as to when these problems will be resolved. Well, Urban Threads, I think you're a very optimistic person for thinking that this government, 1 year in, it hasn't even been a year yet, can possibly resolve all of these problems. Not for nothing, but if a problem took 20, 30, 40, 50 years to create, it's not going to be resolved right away. But we need to see some forward momentum in terms of how it is going in the right direction. Let me put it that way. Melanie, says that was, what's his name? Emerald Lagasse, whatever his name is, the chef from Which one was him? The one on the beach? Oh God, I haven't watched the Food Network in so long. I don't even know who's who anymore. I'm sorry. Miss Sue says, yes, I'm sure they did have a fabulous time. They have lots of money to do it all. Well, I think that honestly, a lot of these celebrities get invited here, and they probably get a lot of stuff comped. So they get invited on, probably the Ritz just invited Gail down and said, hey, we'll give you a couple days at the Ritz. Just promote us. You've got 1.1 million followers. That's the kind of, it's hard to pay for that type of exposure. And so I'm sure they probably worked something out with her. Yeah, she's got money, but one thing I know about rich people, pay attention now, because we need more economic help around here, even on the individual level. A lot of times they don't spend their money. It's a secret. They don't spend their money, their own money. They spend other people's money. Even investors. I follow this guy. I love his content, right? He does these short interviews where he goes around the world, all over the world, and he interviews people who are, somebody's calling me. He interviews people who are in this space of being millionaires and billionaires. And the one consistent theme that I see all the time is that they don't spend their own money. Yes, they use other people's money for getting real estate deals and borrowing with creative, they're like, yeah, I don't spend my money. I'm like, wow, so amazing. All right, good morning, Miss Anita. How much of Grand Cayman, I wonder how much of Grand Cayman the cookout chefs and visitors really see / experience. I don't know. Like I said, I went a number of years ago, pre-COVID, I think. But it's a good question. I'll ask the people over at the Ritz. I don't know. I think that, the Compass does a bit of, because, that's all part of the DART organization. So the Compass does all the promos and stuff for it. And I don't know if any of their people have ever said much about, what if it's just at, because I know they do stuff on West Bay Road, so Public Beach and whatever, but I don't know what else they do. But obviously she went to Stingray City, so I guess she saw that much. But it's really just about the cookout experience. I think all the events are centered around the Ritz property and then Public Beach. Mm-hmm. So listen, I got to tell you all this. Remember that accident that I was just telling, remember the guy I was just telling you about speeding through traffic and that we were going to post him up because one of these days he's going to have an accident because he keeps doing this all the time? Well, guess what? The one of these days was this morning. Right after I said that, I'm going to show you guys the video of him now. So we're going to hand this over to the police because now they'll see exactly why he had an accident. Oh my God. We called it. We absolutely called it. We said one of these days, this dude is going to have an accident. Remember I just said that to you at the beginning of the show? Well, guess what? Today was the day. You cannot make this stuff up. Today was the day that he ran into somebody. Let me get you the evidence. So he actually made it all the way to the old Crew Road junction there where the church is, like that roundabout, the CUC roundabout, Kings is on the one side. Yep, had an accident right there. So here we go. We called it, honey child. So here he is. This is what he does. So let's be clear. They say he does this every single morning. So have a look at him. Somebody listen to country music. So he weaves, he comes on all the back roads and he's passing multiple cars, just speeding down on a solid line. And I'm told that we've got pictures of him from last week. We have pictures from this week. And this is him last week doing the exact same thing. There he is. Yep. Coming around the bend. And here he is this morning after he hit this guy. So you can't see him. He's not the guy in the green. He's behind him in the purple shirt. But that's his car. And we're going to see if we can get a glimpse of him. Anybody know who this dude is? So yeah, so he caused an accident this morning. And this poor guy now has a damaged car because of him and his poor driving. I tell you what. his insurance company needs to rate him a little bit differently now that they know he's up to this bad behavior every single day. So we're going to post him up. And yes, I was thinking the same thing about me and my goat mouth. Geez, I'm peace. As soon as she said it, I said, oh my God, I literally just said that to my listeners this morning. I said, he's going to have an accident. 5 minutes later, he has an accident. Strong Will says, Sandy, you have bad goat mouth, bad mouth. I know, it happens all the time. Al Ray says, old goat mouth. That way you get, says Abby. Margie says, OMG, Sandy's goat mouth. I got to tell you, there's been a couple times in my life, I have to admit that I do have a goat mouth. Y'all know what goat mouth means, right? When you say something bad is going to happen, it literally happens right in front of you. It's not always that it's bad, but I got to tell you the truth. It happens so often. I'm going to give you 2 examples. And this is when I really understood that sometimes I need to be careful what I say. I'm going to give you 3 examples, right? Of how I say something and it comes to fruition in a way that's like really, really bizarre. So 2 of them are not serious. One is like a little bit more serious. So one day, Marlon and I were this is when we still could share a car because we were going to the same place every day. You know, we used to work together. That's how we met. We used to actually work together. And so we were sharing a car. And we were in town right on the waterfront, right there by the little fort. You know, I forget what that building's called. It's on the end. Dart bought it, that kind of corner building. And so there was a lady walking, like before you get to the port, but right before you get to the port, there's like a crosswalk or something there, right? So she was walking. There's a bunch of tourists. We stopped to let them pass. And this lady was walking on the crosswalk. And I don't know what made me say it. I mean, she was on her phone and, you know, she was walking and typing on her phone. And I just blurted out, she soon trip down and fall, not paying attention. And as God is my witness, I didn't even complete the sentence properly. When the lady fell, there were other people around her, like, who pushed her down? What happened? You would have thought that somehow my words made her trip and she fell flat out on the crosswalk. Phone went flying in one direction. Her bag went flying another direction. And she's like sitting there flat out. And Marlon just turns and looks at me like, keep your mouth shut. He said, do not say another word. He said, seriously, like you just called it. And I was like, oops. I couldn't let him see any more than that because then he might have never married me. I'm scared of her. So I get it all the time though. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know who I haven't, I didn't laugh. I was like, Yvonne, I'm surprised when it happens that it comes to fruition, right? So sometimes I'll be like, I've had this happen before. I was talking to somebody, I haven't heard from Crosby Solomon. Just to give you an example. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard from Crosby because one time it happened to Crosby. And he's not a person that I like talk to all the time or, occasionally once in a blue moon. I'll be like, I haven't heard from Crosby in a really long time. And within 5 minutes, my phone rings and who is it? It's Crosby. And the person looked at me like, that is so weird. Yeah, it happens all the time. When I was in university, I'll give you another example. My boyfriend and I at the time, we were in the mall and they were giving away this, it was a university mall back in the day when university mall was still nice. They were giving away, it was a jewelry store that was having a grand opening or whatever. And so they were giving away a single diamond. And they had a bowl full of cubic zirconias. So you had to pick out, and there was a lot in there and there was only one real diamond. So there's a long line of people were picking out, they would diamond test it with the little diamond tester. Nope, not it. So as we're getting closer, I say to Prakash, I said, you know what? I'm going to win that diamond. And he's like, yeah, right, whatever. I said, no, man, I'm really going to win the diamond. He's like, okay. So he goes first, he puts his finger in there. no diamond. I put my finger in there, twirl it around, pick out one, and I won the diamond. To this day, I actually have that diamond. I've never done anything with it. I've never put it like in anything. I just have it as a single diamond. I had it appraised. It's not like $1 million diamond, but still. I've never done anything with it. I've never put it in anything because it has been like, it's a symbol of your mouth. Your words have power. And he was like, I cannot believe that you just won that. Like, you totally said you were going to win it and you won it. And I said, not going to say anything more, but it happens, but it has to be very organic. It's not something that you can like force, right? So I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow. I mean, it just has to come out like, oh, I think I'm going to play the lottery because I think, one of these days I'm going to win the lottery. Like, I legit have that feeling too. And I'm not a person who plays often at all. Like, I'm not really, I buy lotto tickets and I forget that I bought them. So half the time I'm not even checking them, right? When I go to Miami or whatever, but yeah, it is a little bit weird. So there was another situation. I'm going to tell you some of the details. I'm not going to tell you everything, but there was a situation with this lady and her husband. And my girlfriend, Mel, who's probably listening to this show. If not, she'll hear it later because she listens, I think, every day. And so Mel and I were playing, this is way back in the day when we used to play squash at King's. And we were playing squash. We'd get up early in the morning, go to the squash court and play. So I was playing squash with her. And I got this phone call from this lady and telling me off about her husband and this and that. One mix-up story. So I said to her, I listened for a minute. I said, listen, you need to come off my phone. Because if you know what I know, you and your husband would be on your knees right now, praying to God for a miracle because he's on death's door. This is what I said. I was telling her, I said, your husband's on death's door. And if you know what I know, you should be praying for a miracle. Within 24, maybe a little bit more than 24 hours, he had a heart attack and passed away. Now, he was sick, but I don't think anybody anticipated that he was going to, he was not sick. And so that was the one time that I really have always like regretted saying something. But like I said, it's not something that I planned to say. It is something that organically like just came out. And it was weird because I don't even know what I meant when I said, if you know what I know. I just said it. I was like, if you know what I know, both you and your husband would be on your knees. Instead of calling me, this is what I was telling her. Instead of calling me with foolishness, both of you would be on your knees praying right now for a miracle because he is at death's door and he died. And so, I heard afterwards the woman claims that I'm a witch and that I cursed her husband and this and that. I'm no witch. I'm just saying that, yeah. Pam says in my country, they would say that you're a witch. It's just certain things, just once it comes out of the mouth, it seems to have a life of its own. So, we need to change the show's name to the Goat Mouth Show. No. I am trying to, yeah. Anyway, I'll be trying to not say much anymore because God knows, honey child, I don't want to be associated with, anybody's death, but, no, sir. What a hot mess. Strong-willed. Don't say it. Don't say it. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How you doing?
Hello, honey child. How are you?
Good.
Yes, wonderful. Tell me what's going on.
Proverbs 18:21.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Bible there with you?
The power of the tongue?
It says, death and life is in the power of the tongue.
Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar with the verse.
You're familiar. All right.
Yes.
Say no more.
Uh-huh.
Goodbye. I have things to do. People to say, place to go.
Thank you so much, my dear. Yes, I
Oh,
mean, that's one of those proverbs that anytime it happens, it definitely comes to mind that, depending on which version you read of the Bible, it says death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So really that your words can destroy or heal, discourage or inspire, harm or help. And so, yeah, I mean, what a mess. Mm. Let's keep it positive, honey child. Miss Yvonne, you found us. Thank you so much. So yeah, going back to this accident, no surprise here really, but the one day that we said he was going to have an accident, sure enough, lo and behold, there he went and had an accident. And I'm so sorry for the young man whose work now has been disrupted. Now he's got to fill out insurance forms. He's got to get quotes to fix his vehicles. And this is why I keep saying, where are you going in the morning? Where are you speeding to? Are you not giving yourself enough time to get to work? Is that what's going on here? Come on, get it together. Everybody knows how the traffic flows from this side of the island. So give yourself enough time. Shame on you. It's such an inconvenience when people run into you. Oh, my goodness. Someone said Gail King should have brought her best friend Oprah with her. Somebody says Oprah owns a condo in Cayman. Probably. Speaking of accidents, did you guys see this one where this young man, his name is Carson, he is looking for any eyewitnesses. So please, if you saw this, or maybe you weren't even paying attention, check your cameras, check your dash cams. But this young man is asking for the public's assistance. Yesterday morning, there was an accident, a bad accident. Look how he's ran into the bushes, got his car all mashed up in the vicinity of Everglow Bar. He didn't say exactly what time, and I need to clarify that. He says a driver traveling from East End reports that a white Toyota Tacoma, so that narrows down the list if you know anybody who drives a white Toyota Tacoma, coming from the opposite direction, attempted to overtake 3 to 4 vehicles on a wet road. The maneuver nearly caused a head-on collision, forcing this driver, that's why his car is all mashed up, to swerve and run off the road into nearby trees. Thankfully, the driver is able to reach out, but this could have ended far worse. If you have any information, please reach out to Carson, 324-5258. I'm going to ask him what time, because that might help you narrow it down to see if you were in the vicinity. Let me try to find out what time exactly did this happen. And this is another shameless plug that I want to now say that, listen, unfortunately, these things are happening more and more in our roadway. Just last week, we were sharing the one in Jamaica where the speeding cars, and again, someone trying to avoid a head-on collision ended up hitting a light pole instead, and an American senior was killed in that incident. It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. And these people who are at fault are responsible. So you speeding and overtaking and causing accidents like this means that you are wholly responsible for that accident. And so if you know anything about this one, like I said, I've asked the young man for the time. I'll amend the post because we have it up on social media so that you know exactly what time this happened. But yeah, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. Look at the guy's car is probably a complete write-off now. So he was driving a gold Toyota Camry. It happened yesterday morning. They said early morning, but we'll try to get time close to Everglow Bar in Bodden Town. So if you know who was driving that white Tacoma, please reach out. The young man, Carson, here has put his phone number, or of course, you can reach out to the RCIPS as well. But get those dash cams, folks. I cannot stress enough the things that your dash cam pick up. You would be surprised. Even yesterday, there was a white Mercedes we picked up. It wasn't super close, but it just demonstrates how some people are willing to take chances on our roadways that really and truly they shouldn't take. So I'll show you this one because when this person, you know, that roundabout by, like, you're going towards Health City, you're coming, that's the first kind of, because you can get to, it's like if you're going to Health City or the CIS school. So it's like kind of the first entrance to Camana Bay, right? But most people go further down. They go to like the second or the main entrance. People don't seem to know how to use roundabouts. I don't know what it is. But let me just say this. When you are on a roundabout, you always give way to the right. That's the easiest way to remember it. Because I know some people, you know, you've got right-hand drive cars, left-hand drive cars. Some Americans have never seen a proper roundabout in their life, so they don't know how to navigate them. I do feel like roundabouts are very much a British thing, right? And so you got to give space, right? Number one, you should never stop in a roundabout. So sometimes I see people doing this and it just shocks me to death that people actually stop in a roundabout to give people leeway. Like they want to be generous in a roundabout. I'm like, there's lots of times that you can be generous, but in a roundabout is not one of them, because the whole concept of a roundabout is to keep traffic flowing. You just keep going. And I have been many, many years ago, I was involved in an accident in a roundabout because the person in front of me in the middle of the roundabout stops. This is the little miniature one by Lizard Lane. They decided to stop and let somebody out. And then and I had to brake, and then somebody ran into me. I'm just like, you don't stop in a roundabout. Where'd y'all get your license from? And likewise, you need to give a lot of people, you have to give people leeway as well when they're driving. So here's this dash cam footage, right? We're driving on the Esterly Tibbetts. Okay, so we know now we're going into the roundabout. So you also make sure you get in your correct lane. Then we're going to get in the roundabout lane, right? So, you know, we're going to go around this roundabout. Look at what happens. So give way. You always give way to traffic coming from your right. So we go around the Camana Bay roundabout here. And then look at what happens. I want you to pay attention to this Mercedes, right? Like I said, it wasn't super close, but when someone has to be braking and slowing down in a roundabout, that means that you should not have pulled out. You didn't have enough space to pull out. So here we are. Marlon has to brake in order to let that white Mercedes go by. She should have waited. She didn't have enough clearance without him having to brake. And sometimes when you're braking suddenly, the person behind you, again, they're not expecting you to brake in a roundabout. You slow down in roundabouts, but they're not expecting you to come to a stop or to brake. So sometimes if the person behind you is too close, you've got a problem. And it's literally seconds between that and this. So what she needed to do, she should have stopped right there and waited, because the traffic to the right has the right of way. And instead, she comes out. I want you to watch it again. I'm saying she, I don't know who was driving the car. And instead they come out, and then they're not even going in the flow of traffic that way. They're now crossing in front of us to go around the other way to go towards like A.L. Thompson's and stuff like that. So y'all need to learn how to drive. Seriously. What you do is you make sure you have enough clearance. Sometimes you misjudge it. I get it. You know, I've been in that situation. Like, oh yeah, I got enough time. And you don't really. So, you know, give yourself enough time. Stop properly to do your whole giveaway, and then wait and see that you've got sufficient clearance. Because there wasn't really a whole lot of clearance there had he continued at the speed that he was actually going. Just, you know, be more cautious. I've had closer calls at that roundabout though. Oh my God. That roundabout is ridiculous. because y'all just be taking some chances. Miss Sue says that's so bad he had to run off the road. Poor guy is horrible. I've seen this so many times overtake 3 cars speeding so bad. Yeah, I mean, that's not good. The only country I see with more roundabouts is Managua, Nicaragua. Really? I wonder why. I think for us, it's just, and I get what they say, the logic of it. It's better than a stop sign. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can see that. And I think because we're very English. This is the only thing that we're probably very British about, other than like Parliament and how our government is kind of situated. We seem to love traffic management in the European British style. You know. Shaka Zulu says, interesting fact, roundabouts were created by the US. Really? I don't see a whole lot of them, to be honest, but took off as Europe developed its road systems and fell off in the US as the technology of lighting systems developed. Strong lobbying. That's interesting fact. Thank you, Shaka, for sharing that. I always thought it was like the Europeans must have created it because they sure do love them. El Rey says that was efficient use of the roundabout, keeping the traffic moving, merging at the same time. Speed as the car coming from the same speed as the car coming from your right. You weren't in the car. It was a lot closer than maybe the camera doesn't quite demonstrate. It was a little bit closer than yeah. Okay. Got a caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
I am the person that reached out to you about the container to Jamaica.
Oh,
don't
yes.
know if you have any time now to.
Well, we're still on air, but let's talk about it because yes. Let me ask you a question because I've had a number of people reach out in the last week. Are you a regular listener to the show by any chance? Do you listen to my show?
I must tell you no, because at this time I am at work. During the time I am at work.
I see.
So and I really know how it's set up. So that's why maybe I'm calling the wrong.
Yeah. No. It's not about your call. It's the fact that I actually warned people on more than one occasion.
Oh, no.
To not send goods as you did and others, so it's not just you, to Jamaica in this way, because unfortunately, I knew that there was going to be some mix-up story. But tell us what happened.
All right. This was after the hurricane.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a group of people. I think a group of people, I should say, but this Sherian, I heard it on the street that Mr. McKeever provide some container.
And I specifically, in relation to this whole group with Sherry Ann and McKeever Bush, I specifically said of that group, because of what I know from the last time they got a container together for the people of Honduras when they had I said, my dear, some people you just can't get in bed with. Trust me. You know what they say when you lie down with dogs, what happened? You get fleas.
You get fleas. But my thing now is I just want to know where is my good, because even if I get it off of the container, where's the container?
So when did from November you put your stuff on this 18th, container, and now 2 months later, so 2 months later you have no clue where your stuff is.
Until today,
My God. And what are these people saying when you reach out to, have you reached out to McKeever? When you reach out to them, what do they say?
No, I reach out to Kerry-Ann because that's the only number, Sherry-Ann Body, that's the only number I have. So when I call her first, I said, Karen, what in December? What happened to the thing? Before even December. First of all, she said they're waiting on some bed to go on the thing from a hotel. The other time again, she said they need $10,000. I know Pierre know mine because I heard from the beginning say this was a free thing. We could pack our thing on the container and send it down. You see? And then I've been calling her. She said, you will hear when it go down. They will call you. They will call. And they never call. They never call none at all until now. Until one Sunday when I called her, she hung up the phone and she sent me a number with this lady, Junille, Junille Brooks. She just sent me that number. Right? When I contact that lady now, she's saying that Sherry-Ann collecting money and she's out of the group and whole heap of argument. She's saying, and now she's saying like that container like space available to go. I don't know what I need to stop them. Even if they send it down and ask me to pay for it or pay for it then up here then if that is the thing again to release it then.
Yeah.
My friend, again, she obviously, a lot of us obviously in problem.
Yeah.
They were not
Because
word
even
end.
some people who got stuff, then they didn't know that the people in Jamaica had to pay money. I'm going to show something here on the screen that they had to pay a fee to have it, you know, to pick it up and stuff on the Jamaica side. So this whole thing was a mix up and none of it is surprising to me.
It's a mess because I know my friend up here, she pay 100. She pay one in Jamaica, she pay 100. In up here, 100 CI and 70 US. I don't know, it is a lot of money that there. So she pay, and then it seemed like some people were sending down things down there to sell. A lot of high profile generator. The captain told me that when the container, 2 containers they send off down there from Tortuga, because she do that. She make sure say secure that, you know. She secured that number of container from Tortuga with her things and her friend them things to go down. That's where she collect the money from those people and it go down. Well, I don't know what happened to my things now up here. This container, 2 must leave up here if it go down. They advertise it big, say, no, it reaching Jamaica. I go down there from the 19th. I spent 3 weeks waiting. When I look, no, my thing's not on it. The northward container don't go down and at all it up here with my stuff. 3 weeks I spent in Jamaica, you know, have to come up now. And still it not gone down yet. I just need to know where it is. If you can get this lady Junior Junille Brooks, you see, somebody, or Mr. Makib, or somebody to say what happened to the container with the things them from northward then. 2 leave. It's 4 containers and 2 gone down. 2 gone down.
Yeah, I mean it is ridiculous.
I have a lot of stuff and over $600 worth of things, and then things what I just.
And there's some people who's receiving whose stuff. One lady just said to me, I was following up with her, and she said that some stuff finally was arrived on Saturday, but then stuff was missing out of it. Let's see if we can reach Sherry-Ann on the other line. Just hold on 1 second for me. I don't know if you can really. Boy, I'm gonna tell you. I tried to tell people not to fool with them people, you know. I did tell people that, but geez.
I never know, man.
I understand. Oh my goodness. Let's see.
Good morning.
Hey, morning, Sherry-Ann. Sandra Hill here.
Sandra, don't call my phone. Don't do nothing with me. Don't have nothing to say to me. Me and you are not colleagues. You are a damn miserable piece of I don't know what.
That's
Get
fine.
Lost group of I.
We might not be colleagues, but people are wondering for the containers for. We're colleagues. In what world does she think she's my colleague? But you hear that? Yeah.
How are we going to get our stuff?
I would love to know. So she's not answering your phone calls. She don't
answer your phone. She send me to this lady. She refer me to this lady. She refer me to this Brooks lady.
Okay, let me see if I have Junille Brooks, right?
Yeah, that's 925.
Hold on.
925-2417.
The thing is, all of them now within the group have had a falling out. They're all hiding from people. Nobody wants to take responsibility.
Yes, that is it.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Miss Junalee.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Sandra Hill here. How are you? Hello.
I'm fine.
Okay. I'm calling on behalf of there's a young lady here inquiring about her containers. We are on radio, we're still on the program. And she's
Sandra,
trying to
before Sandra,
Yes, ma'am.
listen, I do not listen. I am not a part of the committee. I did assistant, and I'm going to say to you that the only thing that I can say to you that the container is, it all depends on which container that the containers are at Miracle Brokers. They can call if they want to go and get their things, which is not my call to tell people that, but if they want to, that is fine. I only ask to assist with the one in last week. So it has been taken a while, but like I said, just pass it on. I mean, the container is Miracle Broker. You can give Irma a call, and that's all I can say.
Okay, we'll give her a call because I mean, listen, I've had a number of people reaching out, and I'm just trying to help them to figure out where their stuff is and what's going on with it. Because this is
anybody that contacted me, it was the same thing. Anyone that contacted me was the same thing. I told them that's what they can do. I was only asked to help. And I shouldn't even be saying this, but if people want their things, I would say it's not my call, but I would say to go there. I understand that the containers are safe. If, everybody thinks they're safe. The hold up is getting them over to Jamaica. That's all I can say. I have nothing more,
because I mean, it's 2 months now, so you can understand the frustration that people are having, right? And unfortunately, when they're calling Sherry Ann, she's giving them your number, and
she needs to stop that. She needs to stop that. I was only, and I was asked to help with the one in Las Vegas. I know that one is at Miracle Brokers. The issue, so she needs to stop that and stop giving people my number. I do not appreciate because you of all the people know how I am when it comes to this kind of thing, and I'm by the book. The people things are, as far as I know, and I shouldn't say as far as I know, up until yesterday, the containers at Miracle Brokers, they're working on getting the containers off, and that's it. But I mean, if they want to go and get their things, like I say once again, it's not me.
Yeah.
I don't have the last. I was only asked at this.
Right. And do you know what the delay is? Because 2 months is a long time for stuff to have been given to someone and just be sitting here.
I think it's best for you because, like I said, it's not my call. I think it's best for you to check with them at Miracle Brokers what the delay is.
Okay.
And that's with them. Well, not Miracle Brokers so much, but Irma.
I'll do that. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
All right.
All right. So let's give Miss Irma Arch. She's the owner of Miracle Brokers. Let's give her a call and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Caller, just bear with me. This is like Ring Around the Roses.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning, Miss Irma.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Sandy here. I'm on air with a young lady who is calling about these containers that were supposed to be sent from Jamaica from 2 months ago. And she's not the only one who's been reaching out to me. I've had a number of people in the last week reach out, and we're trying to get an understanding of what's going on with the containers. And, you know, we tried calling Sherry Ann, but in her usual rude fashion, she refused to take the phone call. When people are reaching out to her directly, she's also not assisting them in any way. Are you in a position, because we just spoke to Miss Junalee and she said to give you a call. So I don't know if you're the right person to tell us what has been going on with this shipment and where people's stuff is. And, you know, this lady's saying she gave stuff like 2 months ago, over 2 months ago now.
Yeah, and that, I'm sure that's correct. Thanks for the call. Not a problem. We are working on the logistics side of the containers, to be honest with you. The ones that Sherry Ann sent down, she sent them down by a boat, a fishing vessel. So it went into a different area. We're still working on the logistics to get it, the ones that we have. I'm just the document person, but I'm just giving you the background that I have. But we are working on the logistics, and I can assure you that up until this morning, we were on to Seaboard because now we have to get authority to get them to give it to us for the free, freight, the Port Authority to give us a delay on the Port Authority fees, the trucking company. So I would think, Sandra, in probably within a week, it should be gone. But we are working on it.
But I mean, I guess the question that this lady has is why, and others, why has it taken this long? I mean, you said some containers went by a shipping vessel, and then
I'm not going to get into that part of it because that's not my pay grade. I'm doing the documents. So I don't want to get into what happened and why it happened and all that. But I can tell you that we are still working on it, and I think within another week or so, it should be on its way.
Is there a possibility if people want to get their stuff back? Is that a possibility that who do they reach out to figure out if their stuff is even still here? Because I know you guys did some kind of consolidation of bits and pieces of if she needs to find out whether or not her stuff was on a vessel that already left Cayman and it's somewhere now between Cayman and Jamaica, or if her stuff is in the containers that you have, because I don't know how well organized it was so that people would even know which container it was in. But if she wanted to get that level of information, who would be the appropriate person for her to reach out to?
Well, I can't tell you who or what is in the containers. That has nothing to do with me. But there was a strict record kept for what was being put in because we have to have it to take it into Kingston. So I know that there's a complete manifest for each one of the containers that's here. I'm not saying they can't get their stuff back because if they can identify the stuff and wherever, I don't know who received it from them. I'm not saying they can't get it back, but honestly, at this point, if you can negotiate with them for another week, I would appreciate that so we can get the documents finished and get the container out of here.
Let me just ask this lady, kind of what she wants to do. Caller, did you hear that?
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, miss, I understand that. At least I understand what is going on now. So I'll wait until the week.
Right.
I'll wait.
And then
at least I understand what is happening.
Yeah, it's the lack of communication.
Anything.
Yeah, it's a lack of communication that has been, really, really poor, and then everybody's passing the buck to somebody else.
I agree totally. But Sandra, give us a week, and if you care to call me offline, I'd be happy to discuss some stuff with you. Okay, just to bring you up.
Yeah. All right, my dear. Thanks very much.
Then maybe you could direct them a bit better, but I don't want to go on air and make any accusations because I do know a lot of stuff that in the containers or whatever. Okay.
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 Thanks very
All
much.
right.
Okay, there.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you so much, Sandra.
yeah,
Thank you so
so
much. I
what,
hear and I'll wait, and I appreciate it.
yes, what I would say is, unfortunately,
Yes. Yes.
there are people who have a track
Because it was
record.
supposed to be into a group. It
I
was
know.
supposed to be in a group, and all that container supposed to go one time. I never know that you're going to share it. You're going
Listen,
you're going
the
share.
one takeaway lesson from this. In the
Yes.
event that anything happens again and you have to ship stuff
Yes.
down to
Yes.
Jamaica,
Yeah.
take it from me.
I'm not going to do it again.
No. If Sherry-Ann's name is attached to any kind of project, don't have nothing to do with it. Okay? That's the best
All
advice. Because some people can't find themselves out of a wet paper bag, much less sort out
All right.
containers going to Jamaica. And I'm sorry that this has happened to you and many others, but let's give them another week. If you don't hear anything in that space of time, reach back out to me and let me know.
Yeah, I'll wait. Thank you so much.
All right, darling.
No, I understand what's going on. Thank you.
All right, dear. Have a good one. It's unfortunate because she is not the only person. I've had multiple messages, people saying that they were charging money when there was no information given to them, that people in the receiving end. I mean, these people just went through a hurricane, a major hurricane. How are they going to have money to pay for donated gifts, donated goods that they're receiving? This whole situation, I don't have any other word, so excuse my language. It has been a clusterfuck of a situation. And I knew it would be. There was never a doubt. A couple weeks ago, we went through the people in the group fighting with each other, saying, oh, they don't know what's going on with the money that was donated and this and that. And they're coming out of the group and they're no longer the treasurer. Miss Vicky was the treasurer and this one and that one. Some people, you just do not, take it from me, get involved in anything with them. When something happens, they always want to jump up and act like they're the cat's meow, right? They're going to help get stuff to Honduras, Banaka. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. They're not capable of managing their own lives, much less. And it's horrible because these poor people in Jamaica, the family members, are in need. And I understand that. 2 months later, over 2 months, your goods can't reach. Oh, no? What the hell? You could have sent something to China and it would have been there by now. Y'all just listen to Auntie because I know what I'm talking about, okay? With the containers to Honduras, same mix-up situation. She can say whatever she wants about, oh, you and I are not colleagues. Thank God. You will never be a colleague. You will never be in my level because you don't know anything about accountability. You don't know anything about honesty. And that is very, very unfortunate. And I told you guys, that's why when we had the Red Cross here, we had hazard management on. They were even trying to warn y'all. Don't be sending stuff. And, it takes a lot logistically. There are things happening with the port in Jamaica. There are things going on. Get in contact with people that have connections with the government agencies, right? The NPOs have a better idea of what is happening. You deal with by these, fly-by-night operators like Sherry-Ann and McKeeva Bush and a whole bunch of them. And I'm not saying that some of them weren't perhaps, their heart wasn't in the right place. But this isn't really about your heart now, is it? Lord Jesus. It's very unfortunate. And now innocent people caught up in this mess. Strong Wilt says they're a bunch of thieves. Sherry Ann want to stuff them for herself. Well, I know the last time there were allegations that the containers were not properly secured and the certain family members were having access to the containers and going through it and picking out whatever they wanted for themselves. And even someone who had contacted me last week, she said the stuff finally got there on Saturday, 2 months later, and there's actually stuff missing from what she sent. Really? Mm-mm. Don't put your trust in the wrong people, honey child. Trisha says, how do you get your things in a container, hold, dig up again, then give out? Come on, Jonah Lee, hesitating too much. You know exactly what's happening. You see, of course, a lot of people are not going to call a spade now, Trisha, right? Even Ms. Irma, call me off record and I can tell you more. All they're going to tell me is that Sherry-Ann is a fucking disorganized hot mess, which I already know. That's not going to be no news. And that this wasn't handled properly, and this went down, and that went down, and the money gone missing. They were trying to raise money to get the containers to leave Cayman, because y'all know that this shit don't happen for free. Somebody got paid for the vessel. Somebody has to pay the government fees and all this kind of stuff. None of that was organized. They just jump up and, we're going to send donations and stuff to Jamaica. And nobody had the true logistics worked out. There's absolutely nothing they can tell me that I'm going to be surprised at. And this is exactly what I expected would happen. And you see, me and her can't be no friends. She's my cousin. Let me be very, very clear. She's my first cousin. And I don't give two shits. When you do foolishness to people, I can call you out. Of course, me and her can't be on the same level. Because what she does is, and I'm going to call out my friend Jason now over at Everything 345. She had Jason send him a video saying, look, some of the stuff got there. Post this up for us so we can get a little bit of good press out of it. Oh, look at us. We did a good job. We got this container there, not knowing that more than half the stuff can't reach. People can't figure out what's going on. There's no communication, all this stuff. But one little Instagram video. And y'all falling over yourselves. Someone, they did such a good little job. Let's give them a little round of applause. No. I can't give nobody a round of applause when you're doing this kind of foolishness. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. I mean, I hope that your stuff eventually reaches. Like we said, they claim another week. I mean, okay. We'll see what happens. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's an utter disgrace. My God. We'll report on it, and I don't know who to tell you to turn to. Like I said, everybody's passing the buck. Don't call me, call this one, call that one. It's just a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. All right, folks. Okay. I'll, if I hear anything further, I'll certainly let you guys know. But, I shared with you some weeks back what was happening in the group, the dissent within the group itself. And I don't know what else to tell you except they're infighting themselves. So it's a hot mess. All right. We also have a Mr. Horace. Stuff was sent with him. I don't know who the hell he is. But people are trying to figure out where their stuff is with Mr. Horace as well. You're honestly better off trying to send your people in Jamaica maybe a little bit of money so they can try and source some of these items themselves. Because trying to ship these containers from Cayman is just a hot mess. Let's give Mr. Horace a call. Okay, I think this is another shipping situation to see what his story is. He needs to come forward and let everyone know where their goods are, because I hear he's doing bandolo business.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Horace.
Good morning.
Morning, Sandra Hill here. How are you?
I'm good, miss.
Calling from Cayman Mall Road.
Yes, miss.
Yes, and we've had a young lady. You're live on the show, by the way, just to let you know. We've had a young lady reach out about a container that she sent with your company to Jamaica that she said can't reach all now. And she says that she's not the only person that this is happening to. And so she is wondering what is going on with their goods. So she said that it was sent from November. Now it's the 17th. She's emailed us a couple of days ago, January. And can you tell us what's happening? You're sending containers to Jamaica. Where are the containers, and what's happening?
Miss Sandra, good morning again.
Yes, good morning.
Apparently, Miss Sandra, I sent some containers and I didn't get all of them. And she's one of the one that's in the batch that I didn't get that. I spoke with them this morning. The one that she is in, they're gonna open this morning. Because I told the broker that apparently I'm getting a lot of calls about the goods, but due to the Melissa storm, them said the wharf full, which they send me a message that the wharf is overloaded right now. So if we give them a 2 week before they can break down the system, which is this week to next week.
So where are the containers? They're in Cayman?
No, miss. All of them is in Kingston Wharf, which I get stuck there.
Okay.
That's the reason why. And this is the first Christmas I get stuck at that wharf. And it's just because of Melly. So it's nothing happened to the good. Nothing is wrong apart. It's just a little delay.
Okay. So by next week?
Hopefully, miss. The one that is, I think it's the lady name again. I don't remember her name right now. But she's in the 600 and something bracket, which is that one they are working on for this week. So if I get it by Friday, she's by Friday.
Because she says it's more than one person that's having this issue. And my question to you is, when people are messaging and you and stuff, are you actually in communication with them, explaining to them what's happening?
Yes, miss. I spoke to a majority of them, but the other day I was sick, miss, and I put away the phone because I couldn't get better with the phone. So apparently that is what happened. So nothing wrong that they can't get the goods, but just because I haven't got it from the wharf.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Horace. I will certainly update her in terms of what you have just shared. And I guess, maybe send out a message to your customers that are still waiting for.
But if it's that same lady, miss, is a lady, she gave me, I think, one item. One item. If it's that same lady, I spoke to her yesterday.
I don't know, because she said there's more than one.
No, I'm just telling her. I think no, it's not more than one. It's just she alone. That lady alone. That anyone else I spoke to, they accept what I've said because they know what is happening down there. But that lady, I spoke to her yesterday, and I told her that things soon be solved, and she said, "All right." That's
All right.
Okay, Miss Sandra.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, dear.
Yeah.
have mercy. What a mess. Aisle 2025 says, don't feel bad for anyone involved. It was repeatedly said to leave it to the government, but everyone wanted to do it themselves despite not having any experience or the necessary resources. Because everybody thinks just throwing something in a container in Cayman for it to eventually get to Jamaica is the easiest thing in the world, apparently. And on a regular, half your stuff don't even get there. Good morning, Jean-Eric. He says, thieves look for an opportunity to steal. Isle said, did she send things for personal friends and family? Was it general donation? No, these people that are reaching out to me are sending stuff specifically for their loved ones in Jamaica. And like I tell you, even the ones that got there, they didn't know that when the goods got there, they would have to pay. Their family in Jamaica would have to pay in order to receive the goods. So this whole thing wasn't communicated very well at all. Lady D says, Sandy, let's make sense out of nonsense, trying to hold onto and keep intact Jamaican registered voters for next election. Yeah, hello. Yes, honey child. I know. Listen, you don't got to tell me now. People have different reasons for why they do things in life. And I know for McKeeva, this is all about him pretending like he actually cares about the Jamaican community. When you're right, he's just looking to use them when he runs again in the next election to try and gain a couple votes. Well, now you should know a reason not to vote for him, because quite frankly, they can't even organize anything. So what are you voting for him for? And he's in the thick of it. So make him take some responsibility, equal responsibility as well. Isle says, can't these things be sent Cayman Airways collected at the airport? It depends on what it is, because there are a lot of people, quite frankly, who are sending generators and stuff like that can't go on Cayman Airways. Even some of the battery packs and stuff cannot go on Cayman Airways cargo either. So Strong Will says, teeth everywhere and lies, poor lies. Yvonne says it's bad out there. It really, really is. And of course, this lady is now saying it's very poor service, won't be using him again. She's been calling him from last week and no reply. This is when I get concerned. Yes, he called me yesterday and said I should get it today. So I'm waiting on today to receive my goods in Jamaica. Well, you're not getting it today, because now he's saying next week. So I don't know about no today. Yeah. Somebody sent me some pictures of Sherry Ann flossing all over the place. Well, I mean, that's her business. Listen, if she wants to be out here doing the most, she's posting up. Is this a recent thing on TikTok? This wine up video? Is that recent? She's a grandmother, for God's sake. Has she forgotten? She got about 15 grandchildren from one of her sons. Nosa? Oh my God. Lord have mercy. When it comes to money business, some people can't be trusted. So this person's sending the following comments through, and they say, Sherry Ann needs to pay the lady she's been charging for permits all these years. Her name is Madeline. She has a horse of stories to tell you about Sherry Ann. She was in Honduras in December, throwing her husband a big party. I wonder where did the people money went? Listen to me, and I want to be very clear about this. You can live your most lavish lifestyle that you wish to live, but you can't do it on the backs of other people. Good morning, sir. You're on your way? Okay, see you soon. You're outside? All right, bye. My husband claiming he outside, I don't believe him for 1 second. Oh, he might be. Let me check the camera. Oh, he is here. My bad. We're sharing a car. Let's go, he said. This is why you can't have no one car, Be rushing me. All right, folks. I'll keep you updated, I guess, as much as I can. But I got to go. I do have a meeting. He's picking me up to take me to my meeting. and then he's got to get back to work. So of course he's rushing me. This is a thing why I can't share a car with nobody. Folks, see you tomorrow morning. Have a blessed day.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.